What's good, YouTube? Minasteel here, and as you can see here, we're looking at the expert solo battles for Pulsing Aura. As you see, there's actually, I think, 8 of them. Yeah. Correction, there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The one we'll be looking at today, as you can see from the title, is how to beat it with 12 cards from Pulsing Aura. Before we get into the list that we'll be using and the examples that I think are harder or worth pointing out, some honorable mentions or decks that you could try out that might work for you instead are, there's Mega Sceptile. Mega Sceptile is a deck that I used actually for the drop event. So that same 12 card list, maybe tweak it a little bit depending on the matchups, should help you get that win with the 12 Pulsing Aura cards. The Inteleon deck, actually, the one where you start sniping down Pokemon, it is a little on the lower end, HP wise and damage output wise. So some of these could be trivial, but it is capable of beating some of these matchups. So if you have that deck or you want to have fun with Inteleon, feel free to try it out. But the deck that we'll be using is Mega Lucario EX. As you can see, the 12 cards from Pulsing Aura are 2 Sock, 2 Riolus, 2 Mega Lucarios, that's 6 already, 2 Field Blowers, double Karina, I think that's how you pronounce her, and then last but not least, the 2 Arenas of Antiquity. Pretty solid 12 card lineup. Sock is the only one that's like kind of out there in terms of like most decks aren't playing it in like the meta for Lucario. However, it's just a good lead. For 1 energy is doing 30. Funny enough, I think it's the Mega Audino deck has not Mega Audino, pause. Which list? There's a list with Meowth. The Flygon deck has Meowth, and Sock's ability of not being able to, I mean, this attack's not affected or whatever, goes through, whether they flip heads or tails, you're hitting them for 50, which I found pretty funny. Poor Meowth. And then other than that, I put 2 Rocky Helmets. It comes up in a lot of matchups, especially like Sceptile, for example, that's at 210. If they swing at you, they go down to 190, and that's like your maximum output. Lucario plus Karina plus the Arena of Antiquity is 190, so plus the 20 damage from Rocky Helmet, and you're able to one-shot a Sceptile. That's if you're not able to just swing at the Sceptile first, in which case you just usually win that trade regardless. The 2 Pokeballs and 2 Professor's Research go without saying, just staples. Copycat and Cyrus were my choices of like, not tech, but like preference. You could also play Sabrina instead of that Copycat. I do like Cyrus above Sabrina in most of these matchups, because if you're not one-shotting, they're trying to run away or trying to get out the way, and you'd want to bring that back. But feel free to put Sabrina instead if you feel it's better, or like I said, take out Copycat and just play both Cyrus and Sabrina. But overall, the deck is pretty straightforward. As always, I will put some examples of the matchups that I think are more relevant. However, there is 9 different examples, so if there's something I don't put in this video that you feel is important, or you're questioning or you're struggling with, feel free to comment down below any questions that I did not cover, and I'll answer them as soon as I see them. With that, thank you for watching. Best of luck with your attempts. Please consider subscribing if this helped you, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, so the first example I ended up doing was Sceptile, just because it's pretty, it's not straightforward, I guess. It could be straightforward if they open bad enough, I guess. But we'll see now with whatever they flip. They do play X speed, so just because you see Celebi here, it's like, oh, they brick. No, you'll see them set up the Trico in the back line, quick growth. One thing to mention is they don't have Rare Candy, so that's pretty good for us. As well as they don't have Sabrina, so like worst case, if you see them setting up too fast, you could just charge up your Riolu in the back, sacrificing the one in the front, or sacrificing stock, not like ignoring, like hitting this Celebi is not going to win you the game. So there is a world where we just charge up the back to go in, right? But that's not the case right now. Right now, even if they had X speed, they can't do too much damage to us, so we'll put these down regardless. Rocky Helmet does a huge difference in this matchup as well. Puts a lot of the ranges more in. For example, like Sock versus Durant, even if they had 2 Durants, with the Rocky Helmet, as long as you're swinging first, you have initiative there. Not that if you don't have the Rocky Helmet, they will win that trade as well. So it's one of those things where you have to do like multiple examples to like, I guess, no, what you see right here. They love doing this, where they'll go into this, and what we end up doing is like, we could easily evolve Lucario here, swing. If we had Karina, I would commit to that play, because yeah, they'll bring out the, even if they bring out Sceptile, we actually do the 190 that I mentioned in the deck profile. But in this case, I'm actually going to do this instead. I'm not going to evolve, because this could hit for 50. If they go for the bench, which they shouldn't, then we evolve up front and swing, and vice versa, right? But yeah, we're going to take it easy on evolving into Lucario, because again, if I had the Karina, we could guarantee the 190 follow-up turn. but we can't do that right now. So let's see if they have X speed or not. They always do. They always do. They look at this. 9 cards in deck, 1 research. They have everything, man. Not even a quick growth. They just hard drew the evolution line. And that's exactly why we played it the way we did. Yeah. And as I mentioned, they have no Sabrina. So now it's going to be a 1v1 between me and this Sceptile. They do, in fact, and we have the Cyrus already. So even if they try to run away, we'll be like, no, Sceptile, come back. They do have an Erica. Although I don't think that affects the math too much, right? Because we're going to go... We're swing for 110. Puts them at... Like, what's it called? We're going to put them at 80. Right? And they could heal up to 130, which would be out of range of the current attack we just did. But once we put in extra energy, the Lucario does get extra damage. Lucario is really strong. As far as how meta it's going to be, I don't know. Also, I'm pretty sure they only have 1 X speed, so this play by them is interesting, to say the least. But nonetheless, we just Cyrus here. There's certain challenges, like winning without giving points and no EX or whatever, that I will make a separate video. Actually, I never really cover how to win without giving points. Your best bet is like probably playing like some Blaziken or Charizard deck that beats this fast enough. But with that, let's jump to example number 2. Alright, for example number 2, I chose the mirror match. We are going second. Hold up. Probably going sock. The mirror match is odd because they do have yeah. Because they have a slight advantage with the, I feel in my opinion, with the Himo chant. No, not Himo chant, Himo top. We could put these down. Because it comes down to a game of chicken where you try to be the second one to put Lucario in, right? If they put Lucario in, if you put it in first and they swing at your Lucario first, it's really awkward. Like if they come in with their Lucario after the fact, it's awkward. But if they have Lucario on board and you're able to swing at it, then you're in a really... I think whoever wins is whoever swings with Lucario second. As long as... I'm wording it really, really poorly. I apologize. But here's pretty straightforward. Him on top is very annoying. Makes me wish... Not wish, but like consider, I guess, is the word. Playing... What's this card called? Put this down for now. Healing, my bad. PCL, potions, stuff that, like, okay, he tags the back for 20, but just heal it right back up. The cards you would take out in that case, if you feel like it's necessary, it would be like Cyrus or... Although Cyrus is really big. Probably like Copycat and one of the helmets, probably. That'd be my advice there. For some potions, just to get your Riolus out of range. I feel like if I put the energy here, he'll swing at it. But if I put it here, he'll be like, I don't know. But then a swing, charge. I think I have time. Yeah. And honestly, I just don't want any eyes on the Lucario one, right? They do play only 1 Cyrus, so like say if they do use it now early, then we're like super safe for the rest of the game. Yeah, no Sabrinas, just the 1 Cyrus. Let's see if they... Okay, yeah. That was pretty predictable. The only issue is that they do have another Himmeltop in the deck. But now we'll just change our sights to the one on the left. I genuinely don't know if they would have changed their target, or they just like hyper focused on whatever's I don't know if they would just hyper focus on the one they already hit. So maybe that's a misplay, but the only way to find that out is multiple attempts and hope that they don't just randomly react. Like if they consistently do, like let's say if they hit that Riolu that's hurt, they just keep hitting the one that's hurt. Or if you start charging, like obviously if I want Lucario, they probably immediately start swinging at the one that's Lucario, right? But I don't know. If you do enough examples and find that out, feel free to comment below and I'll pin the comment. How about that? Okay, so clearly we're kind of playing the same game of chicken here. Like I said, that's going to be the whole matchup. However, we are ahead in that game. I was like, what happened there? Break. But like I said, I'm only going to show these two examples, the one versus Sceptile and this one. But if you have any questions about any of the other ones, I promise you, I beat all 9 with this deck as is. Could you change a few things for specific matchups? 100%, and I recommend you do so. It's just for me to give y'all like hold up, what's the math here? Because we only hit for 10 now, right? I guess if we draw Cyrus, we could go into Lucario, get the knockout, or we could also just I don't think it's that deep. Let's go. I don't know why I'm overthinking so much. Yeah, we are just a Cyrus away from winning, but we are in a tough spot here as well. Wait, yeah, we actually we hit for 30 regardless. Shout out to Saga, I guess. Right, that one is not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So I think we were hitting for straight 30. Yeah, we had no buffs at the moment because that's not an EX. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I didn't play around that, but it worked out. We're definitely sitting in our Lucario. Because they're the ones who attack, by the way. Like, for a second, I was like, wait, what? Yeah. And it all came down to this, like I mentioned. You just want to be the first one to hit their Lucario. Like, the first one to hit the opposing Lucario usually wins. Not to mention that we one-shot it. with the setup and how long the game took to get the Lucarios on the board, we're swinging for the whole 190. But just like that, we won. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if this video helped you at all. And if it didn't, or if you have any questions that I didn't, like, once again, just comment down below. I'll help you immediately. Trust. This is not the only build that could do this challenge. It's not the only way to play this deck to win this challenge. If you're missing cards, whatever it is, honestly, talking about missing cards, that's what has delayed my release of these solo battles, apart from like just personal time. It's been quite a struggle to find the cards, and it's like the worst feeling when you finally get the cards that you think is gonna work, that you put them to play and they don't. It's like, okay, back to the drawing board. So yeah, I promise the solo battle will come out. It's just a matter of getting the cards and giving you a consistent strategy like this one that you have in this video. With that, enough yapping for myself. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro.